Pune, you could find him picking strawberries in a Panchgani farm, vehicle cruising past tigers in Tadoba, whitewater rafting in the Kundalika river, watching the blood moon in the Rann of Kutch, or even helping a firang woman entwine gajra around her hair in the flower market at Mandai in the city. But past the perceived adventure and charm of it all, this is work for Jayesh Paranjape. A dedicated tourist guide, the 37-year-old is extremely hands-on while teaching from his trove of information to groups of people he takes around the city and across the state. After his master's and a job stint with a wildlife magazine, Paranjape studied responsible tourism management in the UK for 2 years. During a guided walk in York and Westminster, which was peppered with information about the monuments, history of the place and lifestyle of the local community, he hit upon the idea of doing something similar on his return to Pune. His first excursion was with a bunch of foreign students who had come to the city on a study visit in 2011. While they predictably wanted to holiday in Goa, Paranjape convinced them to sample the rusticity of the Wade village, located between Ratnagara and Pune. Here, they stayed in the ancestral home of his interior decorator friend Meta Sahasrabuddha, which is tastefully done up while retaining the rural simplicity. Paranjape, who runs the western routes, has hit the Konkan Trail with an almost ambassadorial zeal since, believing the region needs equal share in the spotlight enjoyed by places in Maharashtra like Shirdi, the Ajanta, Ellora Caves and Mahabaleshwar. He leads groups on cultural and culinary trails of the Konkan, showing them fourth beaches and temples, organizing hop tea parties in Srivardan and giving them the experience of eating burta, field beans, and bananas, jackfruit, on banana leaves. Next month, he will go on a trip to Ganeshgul village in the same region for, what else, mangoes. In Pune, Paranjape organizes cultural, heritage and food walks lasting up to 4 hours as well as a cantonment walk, a day-long city tour. A typical walk would begin at Shaniwarwada, go to the Kasbah Ganapati and Dagdasheth temples, Burad Aala for the bamboo artisans, Tambat Aala for the coppersmiths, the quiet Belbog temple in the vicinity of which the descendants of Nanafad Navis live, and Mandai for its flowers, spices such as the relatively unknown Ambe Halad, mango turmeric, and bangles in the lane behind the market. A food walk in the Pune cantonment would begin with a garden vada pav, cutlets at the iconic door of Cheese on Dastormare Road, cheese omelette at Yazdan and Sharbat Wala Chow, cakes and cookies at Hussaini Bakery on Tabut Street, Dakla at the Mahalakshmi stall in the lane opposite Wonderland on MG Road, and round off with sandwiches at Marzoran. Like Paranjape, 57-year-old Jan Ali of Kalo Heritage and Nature Walks also gives a personalized experience to the people she takes out on walks. Ali is from Ireland but has settled in India for 23 years now, of which the last 13 have been in Pune. Her small-sized groups include multinationals, holidayers from abroad and expats. Ali's most popular walk is through the Old City. She also does the rounds of heritage buildings, nature trails on Taljai Hill, monsoon treks, flamingo watching at Bigwan Dam and visits to Sinhagad Valley, Jajuri Temple and the Ajanta, Ellora Caves. She is working on culinary walks too, but says those would be more ingredient-based rather than restaurant hopping. A typical walk would include a visit to a spice grinding unit, the dried fish market and the vegetable market before sitting down for a meal. The pioneer of such walks, since the 1980s, has been the Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage (INTACH). In fact, INTACH is credited with preparing the first heritage list for the city and continues to update it. Supriya Mahabaleshwar, coordinator of the INTACH's Pune chapter, says they have a pre-announced walk once a month, with the routes changing depending upon the theme. She says requests are high for core city walks, with people wanting to soak in a little of everything in Pune, from culture to craft to architecture to history. INTACH also designs modules for first-year students of architecture courses. Daya Sudama, 60, a licensed tour guide of the Government of India, has a high percentage of foreigners approaching her for heritage walks and also to help trace their roots. For the latter, she attempts to locate their old houses in places like Kadki, Corrigan Park and Wanauri, the schools they attended like Bishops in Pune Camp, the cricket pitches they played on such as at Pune Club, the graveyards like Kadki War Cemetery and St. Sepulchres at Hadapsar where their parents or other relatives were buried, and often even the orphanages where some of them were raised before being adopted. In the last 11 years, Sudama has taken around 80 people, mostly aged 70 or more, to find graves of their relatives. She says she has enough work in Pune itself and doesn't need to do tours outside. Certainly, her bouquet has multi-picks for the asking, way more than what the average Raju guide would offer.